Hi, it's Maria from Still Dreaming Homestead. Glad to be back with you. We're going to continue reading in our book, On the Banks of Plum Creek by Laura Ingalls Wilder, and we are on the last chapter. So yesterday, just as a quick reminder, Pa finally got home for being stuck in that blizzard, and he was stuck out in the wild. He wasn't at home. He'd fallen down a bank, and it almost made like a little cave. Plus, he had bought a new buffalo coat. So they were so happy that he did that because that helped him to survive. But he'd eaten the Christmas candy, but everybody was okay with that. They were just glad he was home safe. So let's read about Christmas Eve. And that's the picture. That's Jack. Pa went early to do the chores that evening, and Jack went with him, staying close to his heels. Jack did not intend to lose sight of Pa again. They came in snowy and cold. Pa stomped the snow from his feet and hung his old coat with his cap on the nail by the lean-to door. "The wind is rising again," he said. "We will have another blizzard before morning." "Just so you're here, Charles. I don't care how much it storms," said Ma. Jack lay down contentedly, and Pa sat warming his hands by the stove. "Laura," he said, "if you bring me the fiddle box, I'll play you a tune." Laura brought the fiddle box to him. Pa tuned the fiddle, and roseted the bow, and then Ma cooked supper while he filled the house with music. "Oh, Charlie, he's a fine young man. Oh, Charlie, he's a dandy. Charlie likes to kiss the girls, and he can do it handy. I don't want none of your weevil weed. I don't want none of your barley. I want fine flour in half an hour to bake a cake for Charlie." Pa's voice rollicked with the rollicking tune, and Carrie laughed and clapped her hands, and Laura's feet were dancing. Then the fiddle changed the tune, and Pa began to sing about Lily Dale. "'Twas a calm, still night, and the moon's pale light shone soft over the hill and vale." Pa glanced at Ma, busy at the stove, while Mary and Laura sat listening, and the fiddle slipped to a frolicking up and down with his voice. "Mary, put the dishes on, the dishes on, the dishes on. Mary, put the dishes on, we'll all take tea." "And what shall I do, Pa?" Laura cried, while Mary ran to get the plates and cups from the cupboard. The fiddle and Pa kept singing down all the steps they had just gone up. "Laura, take them off again, off again, off again. Laura, clear the table when we're all gone away." So Laura knew that Mary was to set the table for supper, and she was to clear it afterwards. The wind was screaming fiercer and louder outside. Snow swirled, swishing against the windows, but Pa's fiddle sang in the warm lamp-lighted house. The dishes made small clinking sounds as Mary set the table. Carrie rocked herself in the rocking chair. Ma went gently between the table and the stove. In the middle of the table, she set a milk pan full of beautiful brown baked beans. And now from the oven she took the square baking pan full of golden cornbread. The rich brown smell and the sweet golden smell curled deliciously together in the air. Pa's fiddle laughed and sang, "I'm Captain Jinks of the Horse Marines. I feed my horse on corn and beans. Although 'tis far beyond my means, I'm Captain Jinx of the Horse Marines, Captain of the Army. Laura patted Jack's furry, smooth forehead and scratched his ears, and then with both hands she gave his head a quick, happy squeeze. Everything was so good. Grasshoppers were gone. Next year, Pa would harvest the wheat. Tomorrow was Christmas with oyster stew for dinner. There would be no presents and no candy, but Laura could not think of anything she wanted. And she was so glad that the Christmas candy had helped keep Pa safe and brought him home again. "Supper is ready," Ma said in her gentle voice. Pa laid the fiddle in its box. He stood up and looked around at all of them. His blue eyes shone. "Look, Carolyn," he said, "how Laura's eyes are shining." Well, they were really happy, and I think that's wonderful. So let's see what book we're going to be on. Ooh. Tomorrow we'll start a new book, and it's called By the Shores of Silver Lake. So, it's Maria from Still Dreaming Homestead. I want to pray blessings on you and yours, in your house and out of your house, in the day and the night. Whatever you do, keep dreaming. All right. Good night. God bless you.